is Sheree. If you're new, welcome to my channel. Why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. And if you're returning, hey, it's always good to see you. So today I'm actually going to dive into another Colourpop. They release stuff all the time and I can't keep up. To be truthful, I don't really try to keep up. They release palettes, some of which I like. The other ones are just okay, I already have in my collection. But I saw this one and I was like, you know, I'm kind of really curious to see what another neutral palette looks like, but done by Colourpop. Colourpop is one of the most affordable brands, and the quality is actually really good. So jumping on the latest Colourpop train, this would have been the newest one had I got my palette a week ago, but in that week, Colourpop released a whole nother collection. You know, whatevs. But we're going to talk about this one. So it's the Bare Necessities collection. It's not really a collection. It's really a palette and a brush set. But I got both of them on Black Friday. So the palette was $30 and the brush set was $30. So it was a total of $60. Now it's actually gone up. But you never know. They may release another sale. So what am I talking about? These two things. Yee. Let me get it so you can see it. I'm really excited to try the brush set. Palette as well, but I'm really excited to try the brush set, if I can say it. I have a lot of Morphe brushes. Those were the ones I just got when I first started, and I've been rocking with them, introducing some other ones here and there. But with this being such an affordable set, I was really curious to see the quality of it. So you get 14 brushes. I'll go into all of it pretty soon, but hopefully that's centered. These are the brushes. Really excited to do that. But we'll get into that in just a second. So, the palette, Bare Necessities. I really love the packaging. It's kind of sort of posh and luxe and just really beautiful. So it's this like blush color, and then this looks like rose gold. So this is the inside of the palette. You get 30 shades. I'm going to look down for a bit because I actually took some notes on this and I want to make sure I share all of it with you. So info on this palette, you get 30 shades for $34. It went up. When I got it, it was 30 bucks. So it was like $1 a shade, which was even better. But 34 is not so bad. So you get 30 new shades, buttery mattes, rich metallics, and blinging glitters in the most wearable shades ever. Got this straight from their website, so be kind to me. And it's good for creating any kind of natural look, a glam look, a soft, neutral look. You can pretty much do the range in it because it has a lot of tones in there, from rosy tones to your typical neutral tones, browns, and it even goes a little deeper. And you get some bronze tones. Now, the weight of this, I usually don't talk about the weight, but it's important in this case because it's good to know that for 30 shades here, it's 1 gram of product per pan. So these may look a little bit bigger on the screen, but they're actually pretty tiny pans. If you have a lot of palettes, you really won't notice how small it is, to be truthful. So a couple of tips Colourpop gives you just when using this palette. I'm sure it's probably with all of them. The firmer the brush, the most color payoff you're going to get. And also with some of these metallics, if you use your finger, you even get a better payoff there. And fluffier brushes are good for blending, so we'll go all into that. I am going to do some swatches for all 30 shades, and yeah. I won't do live swatches because this would be a super long video, but I'll do the swatches and then tell you the colors and have something on the screen that points to them when I'm talking. So, yeah. Okay, so diving right into swatches. Okay, so for this first row, the first color is called Idle Hour, which is a warm ivory with a pale peach sheen. Then second is In the Buff, which is a neutral pale pinky beige. And next is Silk Teddy, which is a metallic nude champagne. Next to that is On Holiday, which is a matte soft beige. And next to that is Rumored, which is a metallic silvery taupe. And last in the first row is Banter, which is a cool toned stone. Okay, so for the second row, we have Full Expose, which is a creamy vanilla. Then Tease Me, which is a Pale Creamsicle with gold flecks. Next to that is the Talk, which is a champagne peachy gold. Then we have Hustler, which is a light peach. Complicated, which is a warm rust brown with gold pinpoints. And Crack On, which is a chestnut brown. This is the second row. Okay, so looking at the third row, the first color is Hot Gossip, which is a toasted nude. Then we have All For You, which is a dusty mauve pink. Then Designer Duds, which is a rose gold pink. Then Spree, which is a rosy blush with gold flecks. Act a Fool, which is a dusty mid-tone mauve. And Cufflinks, which is a rosy purple with a pink sheen. Okay, so looking at the fourth row, we have Hot, which is a terracotta with copper flecks. Then Fuzzy, which is a true red copper. Then we have Tabloid, which is a deep caramel. Then Genie, which is a golden bronze. Taboo, which is a deep brown. And Dutch Process, which is a plum brown with silver flecks. So for the last row, we have Velveteen, which is a tawny brown. Prix Fix, which is an antique bronze. Stiletto, which is a warm deep brown with soft gold pinpoints. Revel, which is a deep red brown. Baubles, I think I'm pronouncing that right, which is a deep cool tone brown with silver flecks. And Spyglass, which is a true deep black, or deep true black. So this is the fifth row. Moving right along to the ultimate, I can't say it if I'm talking fast, I guess. Moving along to the ultimate brush roll, which retails for $44. It has 14 brushes, so I'm just going to show you each brush, just really quickly. The collection is a faux fur leather brush roll collection, which includes 11 new and 3 best-selling brushes. It's 100% vegan and cruelty-free. I will say that when I opened this up for the first time, I think it's the faux leather thing that it's in. It smelled like nail polish remover. The brushes are fine, they don't smell that way at all, but I just wanted you to know. Could have just been mine. So the front, so this is the F18, which is super soft. It's just called the large face brush. It's a large face brush. How many times can I say it wrong before I figure out how to say it right? The next brush is called, it's F20, which is a rounded cheek brush. These brushes are so super soft. I can't wait to play with them. And then the next brush right after that is called F21, which is an angled cheek brush. I have to just keep doing this because they're super soft. Then we have 5 blending brushes. So the first one is E15, this one here, which is a deluxe blending brush. The next brush in the collection is the E16, which is a long tapered blending brush. This one here. Then we have E17, which is a detailed blending brush. Then we have E18, which is a small dome brush. This one's actually pretty cool. I just like doing that. Don't mind me, I guess. I mean, you know, I just like to do it. Then we have E19, which is a precision blending brush. This one here. Then there are 4 shadow brushes. So there's E20, which is a micro shader brush. Then E21, which is a round pencil brush. Follow the brush. I'm having too much fun with this. Then E4, which is a medium shader brush. Then we have E3, which is a small shader brush. And then 2 other brushes, which is an angled brush here, and this one is E6, an angled eye brush. And I think it's L1. It's a lip brush. So I'm just going to start off by awkwardly closing my eye to put on some primer. And for primer, I'm just using my Fenty primer. And just patting that all over the eye. Nothing revolutionary. So for today's look, admittedly it's inspired by a lipstick. I've just had this idea of having a really pretty neutral eye, kind of smoky, well, it's usually smoky, but a smoky neutral eye with this espresso lip. So that's actually my goal today, and I figure this is the perfect palette to figure it out with. So that's the inspiration behind today's look. So diving right into this look, I am picking up the Colourpop E15, and I'm going into the color Complicated, picking up a little bit and dusting off the extra. I'm just going to go ahead and place this all over the eye. So pack it in first. Actually, no, not all over the eye. I'm just going to place it in my transition area. Okay, so now picking up the Colourpop E4 brush, which is a flat shader brush, I'm going into the color Hot Gossip, and I'm just going to place this all over my lid. So pack it on first, and I'm going all the way to my inner corner. Now picking up my E17 brush here, I'm going into the color Hot, and I'm going to start to actually warm up the crease area. But I'm placing it just above my crease, so kind of in the transition area. And I'm going to stamp it all the way across, and then I'm going to blend upwards. Using the same brush, I didn't switch the color off. I'm going into Crack On. That's probably one of the funniest names for a shade. Or maybe it's just funny to me. I want to now deepen up the crease some more. So I'm actually going to focus this with most of the pigment on the outer V. And then when there isn't as much on the brush, I'm going to drag it inwards. Picking up my E15, I switched the color off, so it's a clean brush now. I'm now going to go over the edges to soften them and blend them some more. Using my E4 brush, I'm going in, I cleaned the color off, so it's a clean brush now. I'm going into the color Stiletto, which is a matte, but it has little shimmery flecks in there. And I'm actually just going to place this on the outer third of my lid and start to focus on the outer V. Okay, I like the way this is shaping up. I never use black to deepen up anything. But I'm going to today because I've seen a lot of videos where people do it and it looks pretty. So I'm just going to go for it. I'm using my E19 brush and I'm going into Spyglass, just barely putting it on my brush. That's probably not enough. I'm a little scared to do it, so a little, how little can I go here? So there's a little bit on my brush. Now I'm actually going to take it and really start to blend it into the outer V to deepen it up some more. Cross your fingers for me. not so bad. First time using black to deepen up anything. Okay, alright. I see why everyone does it. A little late to the party, but that's okay. So, back with my E17. This was the brush that I used for, excuse me for looking down, stiletto. I haven't taken the color off. I'm actually just going to go over where I put the black, and I put the black on the outer third and then started to bring it in the crease a little bit because it was just a party and I was having fun. Now I'm just going to soften those edges. I cleaned off my E4 brush. Now I'm going into the color Revel. And I'm going to place this on the rest of the lid. Just pack it on there. It's very light. But we'll do it and see what happens. See if I need to fix flush the brush. Now I'm taking my finger and going into the color Pricks Fix, and I'm going right over Revel on the rest of my lid. I can't seem to do an all matte look. I had to add some shimmer. Okay, now with my finger I'm going into the color Revel, and I'm going to place Revel on the inner third of my lid, just over that color. Using the E20 brush, I'm going into the color Rumored, and I'm going to fix plus the brush and place this in the center of the eye just to give it a highlight. With my E21 brush, I'm going into the color Tabloid for the lower lash line. I'm going to smoke it all the way down, pretty far. Make sure to connect it to the top. With the same brush, I'm going into the color Hot, and I'm going to fix plus my brush. The color that I just used is really close to my skin tone, so I'm just really kind of using it as a transition. So if you're a bit fair, you may want to use a different color than Tabloid. But now we're going into Hot, and I'm actually just going to stamp that all along the lower lash line and then blend it down. Smoke it down. With my E20 brush, I'm going back into the color Stiletto, and I'm going to fix plus the brush. And for this color, I'm actually just going to place it in the front end of my eyelashes, lower lashes, from the outer corner all the way to the middle. Okay, that didn't do what I wanted it to do, but I'm going to go ahead and just do the other side. Now with the same brush, I'm going into Spyglass, which is the black, and just in the outer third, deepen it up. Really close to the lashes though. And I'm actually going to place a little bit of the same color on the outer V up top. So I cleaned off my can't even see it. So I cleaned off my E20 brush, and for a brow bone highlight, I'm going into the color Rumored and just going to place this right underneath my brows for a little light and sparkle. And placing the same color, but this time I'm going to fix plus the brush in my inner corner. Okay, so now I'm going to do lashes and liner off camera and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I did a couple things off camera. I used the liner brush, so I used this little angled brush here and went into Spyglass and just kind of did a little bit of shaded wing here and brought it over to about right there just to give it a little bit of kind of smokiness up top. And then I used one of my favorite things ever. I used my NYX That's the Point. It's this really thin tip point, and I actually love to just stamp in between the lashes, so right there. And what I find it does for me is it makes my lash line look a lot thicker and darker and fuller, so I do that every time. I just literally just stamped it really, really close. And the last thing I did on the bottom, I actually used my Morphe editorial pencil, so this one here, you can see the color. So if I can show you. It's a nice, it's kind of a bit copperish, sort of. I went just from the inner corner to about right there and smudged it down. That's all I did on the line, on the look. Next I used my voluminous lash primer and then my Damn Girl mascara up top. And I've been using this IT Cosmetics tight line thing for the lower lashes. I find that I go back over it with my Damn Girl. But I like the wand because the wand is just really super thin. And then really quickly, my goal was to do a look that would work with this lip. I think I succeeded. I like it. So what did I do for my lip? I used my I used my Mel Cosmetics Edible Lip Liner Pencil and then Her Lipstick by Mel Cosmetics. It's a liquid matte. So those are the lips. Now for my first impression thoughts on this collection. I used 7, counting is fundamental. I used 7 brushes from the collection and I like them a lot. They're really, really soft and they, oh sorry, there's powder coming up. And I found them to be really, really good for blending. I like the flat shader brushes when I was packing color on. I actually like them a lot better than my Morphe ones. So I will definitely be using these a bit. As for the palette, I really just did one look. I think I used 5, maybe about 6 or 7 colors and got this from it. I mean, I really like it. I like it a lot. There's definitely a lot more colors to kind of play with in here. Who do I think this palette is for? You know, it's a great travel neutral palette. It's a palette that has a wide range of what you may consider to be neutral. So some pinks, mauves, brown, bronze. It's got a range in there. So that's really good plus. Do you need it? If you have a collection of neutrals, you probably really don't. But it's such an affordable palette. You get a lot of shades. If you don't have a lot of neutral palettes, this will be a really great addition to your collection because it has everything in one. It's affordable, again, and the quality's good. So I would, for those reasons, say yeah. But truthfully, if you have a collection, you probably don't need it. It's not a need. I would say it would be a want if you like to collect. And this is Colourpop's first 30 shade pan palette. Neutral, that is. I forgot to say, there is quite a bit of kickback in the palette, so if that bothers you, it's just a note for you. It doesn't really bother me so much, but because the pan size is so small, I find that it kind of spills into the other palette, or the other shades, and I really don't dip in very hard. I kind of just sort of tap it in there, and it's so soft it just flies everywhere. So that's just a note. Well, thank you for spending time with me. I don't want to just kind of ramble on. I do like the palette, thumbs up. I love the brush set, thumbs up, thumbs up. And yeah, so I'm sure I'm popping something up on the screen. When you have a second, hopefully right after this video, you go ahead and check me out. I love posting things in between the videos. I like posting pictures of the looks where you can see it a little bit better. So yeah, thank you again for joining me. Have a wonderful morning, noon, or night, whatever time it is, wherever you are. Thank you guys. Bye.